just inside the portal here. It looks a bit crumbly, but it's got pretty colors, so there's some sort of compensation there, right? Looks like, see some ground fall up ahead. Looks like we're gonna have to crawl over that. But it does keep going beyond that. And I feel a breeze in my face. Sometimes it's hard to tell. I mean, airflow can be caused just by temperature differentials. It doesn't always mean there's workings that are being accessed and such. Actually, might be more up here than just ground fall. Oh no, I saw the shadow. I thought there might have been something going off to our left. It looks a little damp here, so I'm not surprised that it caved. And then, like I said, keep running ahead. I don't want to jinx myself, but it looks a little cleaner up ahead. So I'm gonna crawl over this and I'll pick up right there. All right, climbed over that collapse or cave section. My buddy caught up to me, so you can hear behind me. I don't know if this is coming across in camera, but this it must be an older one because it's very low. We're stooped over to be able to walk through here. But like I said, thankfully it does seem a bit cleaner back here with less ground fall. The volume of air coming out is making me think it's more than just heat differential. Pretty good flow. So if we got something here, it's just a little pocket. Colorful pocket. Just a pocket. Same here. Look at those colors. Alright. Looks like it bends up ahead, which is good. I guess a little dull when they just run straight back. Huh, that's even more colorful. Look at that. Sounds like our other friends are catching up to us as well. It says 650 there. We might have gone that far. All right, yeah, it definitely gets more interesting up here. That's good. A little pocket right there. All right, we've got a junction going off. Stuff going off to the right. Stuff going off to the left. We're gonna stick with the right-hand rule. I'll show you more of that stuff when we come out, but I'm curious about what's up ahead because I see more stuff up there and I like the look of it. Looks like a rubber hose right there. And yeah, definitely more stuff. You see the grease on the rails? Well, that's what, maybe you don't know what that is. That's grease they put on the rails to make it easier to get around the bends. You can see there's a bend here, so they'd grease the rails so the ore carts would go over more smoothly. This looks like an interesting workshop here. The drift keeps running that way. There's an ore chute right here that's plugged. This ladder doesn't look bad at all though. It runs way up there. See if that's worth going up or not after we see what else is in here. There's some graffiti there. CJO. That looks more modern. I'll check out that room on the way out. I'll run this out first. Okay, definitely getting an interesting collection of stuff up there. I'll show you that in a second. See some of the colors here. Some of those rich blues. That's a copper indicator. And then obviously, the locals have left a treat for us here. I have to say, I really appreciate this effort on our behalf. I've never seen this in a mine before. You pretty much tick all the boxes for the beer that you see in the abandoned mines. There's a little junction. Oh, I thought that stopped, but there's a drift going off to the left. I see some airline and rail tossed back there. And it keeps going to the left. I thought it dead ended there, but it keeps going. And then we can keep going this way. Again, that keeps going. It looks like there's more stuff back that way. Got some nice blues and reds and oranges and other colors. Looks like there may have been a drift here that was backfilled. A little raised. Going up there. That's the end of it. So it's just like a little stope. Probably for testing and sampling. Man, I love the colors. Okay, so if you look, there's an older set of rail running ahead into this chamber. I see an airline there as well. But then more modern rail goes this way and carries on that way. That's my friends in the background. Let's stick with the right on this one, because I'm curious about what this is. Big jumble of rail here. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna stick with the main. We'll cover this on the way out. I want to stick with this one for now. So I'm gonna crawl over this and I'll pick up over there somewhere. So I just crawled over that, but it turns out I didn't need to at all because my friends just looped around and
where you just were.
Caught up to me. There's an ore chute back there.
There's a manway too. There's another ore chute behind that one. Going this way with the manway.
Okay, cool. I'm hitting the main stuff now. I'll get the side stuff on the way out. There was an ore chute right there that I crawled past as well. There's stuff back where my buddy's going now. And more, man, there's another junction up here. This is impressive. Pretty good timbering over my head here.
Old drifting off that way.
Yeah, there's a lot more going on here than I expected. Got another junction up here. You can see they had a heavy piece of equipment sitting on that. It just stops right there. See, there's a frog here. The frog, I'm not for any animal, but the rail junction. There's, looks like just a little stope chamber right there. There's stuff running ahead. Looks like the main stuff is going that way. But I don't know. I'm vibing on this one, so I'll check this one out. Might just end right here, actually. Yep.
That's that vibe.
The vibe's not feeling too accurate right now, but this is bigger than all the other stuff. This must be more modern.
Hey, slide rails.
Oh, wow.
I threw them down upside down.
Right you are. So, what you see in front of us
That's a
here.
piece of drill steel.
Oh, man. What you see here are slide rails. There and there. And when you're running a drift, before you get the proper infrastructure down, you need to lay those down so the mucker can roll forward on them and do its job, clear out the muck, and then once it's out of the way, then you can put down the proper rail. And then, as my buddy observed, there's a piece of drill steel that's stuck here. Somebody probably got in trouble for that. All right, let's go check out that other drift. We just looked down that drift. There is obviously been a miner with a sense of humor in here. Saw that one behind me at checkout, but I want to run this one out. It may just stop there, but we'll find out. Looks like they had a stop here, a primitive stop set up. rock has gotten very dark back here. Chamber there, just tossing stuff back into. See, I've got rock bolts set up here. Help stabilize everything. There are some nice looking blues here. Wow, those are some of the best I've ever seen. Wow. That's phenomenal. Those blues are phenomenal. That's, wow. I'm probably gonna mispronounce that, but it looks like chalcanthite or chalcanthite. I forgot how to pronounce that, but I'll type it into the. I'll make a text box pop up on the screen. That's what I'm trying to say. I feel dumb that I can't remember that right now because I've said that word so many times, and for some reason I'm drawing a blank right now. Probably because I'm in awe of this color display here. This is wild. Wow. Man, that is so impressive. I've never seen blues like that. I've seen bits and pieces on the ground, but I've never seen something like that in the rib of the adit. That's wild. Everything else back here is pales in comparison. There's a little dead end chamber there, and then they're just running this out. You can see the slide rails there. So this must have just been exploratory. Lots and lots of stuff we passed on the way in to check out, so I'll start working back through that, but in the meanwhile I'm going to geek out on this. My friends are back there geeking out on the blue that I just showed you. I wanted to show you this chamber here. I don't think there's anything here. I think it's just a little exploratory chamber or stope chamber. Yeah, that's it. A little bit of color there, but just like it's like a trash drift right now. So, remember talking about greasing the rails? There's one of those grease cans right there. Let's get back and start checking out some of the stuff we passed on the way in. Sound good? We just checked out back there. I'm back at that ground full. Actually, that came from an ore chute. That material I climbed over for no reason. We've got these drifts going off here that have not been checked out yet. Interestingly, it says out right there. So, don't know what might have been passed by us on the way in that loops around, but probably something. This is a section my friends just walked through that I could have as well. It's a pretty substantial ore chute here. It's got some rot, as you can see, in mildew. You see around the nails as well. The nails have gotten wet. So this is plugged, as you can see. Another big ore chute there, wow. Big ore chute. Failed stope, apparently, given how much has come down. And that loops around to where I was looking down before. I'll do a better job of that. That just stops here behind me. Another trash. It's turned into another trash drift. Looking over here. Oh, there's a ladder. Ladder going up. That looks a bit sketchy, but it doesn't look impossible. So, once we run out this level, we'll start taking a look at going up some of this stuff. I gotta go check this out just for the sake of completeness. I just crawled over that, and if you'll recall, I walked up to about the edge right there when I was walking through where my friend just came out. So we've completed this loop, except I don't think I looked up here. This is an ore pass from all looks. Appears to be, there must be some stoping up there. Might tie into that ore chute that's right next to me, or right next to me, like 30 feet from me. All right, I just crawled back over that after starting down the loop that way. So we've completed the loop. Now I want to follow this out drift. Lots of airline activity heading down this way. This looks like a failed ore chute right there. That's really done. You can see how it's caved to the top. The airline was snapped. Definitely some moisture there. Don't know if that came down from stoping on the surface perhaps, but that is definitely done. And then there's this structure here, which is holding back an immense amount of rock and is wet and rotted. So it may have been an ore pass. Okay. I don't know if you can see, I just see the bottom of the boards right there. So I don't know, it looks like it may have been an ore pass at one time, but it's hard to say. Enough of that. There's more up here. Looks like I got a raise going up here. I see compressed airline running up there. Yeah, they're doing some stoping up there. We'll have to see if we can follow. And there's ladders up there. Soft, sandy soil in here, but they still have the rail. My friends went ahead of me as I was changing the battery, and I haven't heard them in a long time, so this might be pretty good. There's a raise over my head. Here are my friends again. With a busted up ladder. Actually, I'm going to show you those impressive blues. Impressive colors. And then a busted up ladder. And then somebody, for some reason, dug a hole here. Maybe for sampling. I don't know. But you can see the utilities here. You can see the probably a water line, air line, a rail. And there's a very tight squeeze here. You can't tell, that's like 3 feet high. I'm gonna crawl through that and I'll pick up on the other side after I finish showing you this color show. All right, I'm gonna pick up over there. All right, I just crawled through there, caught up with my friends in this chamber. There's this covered winds here. We're about to do a rock test on. Actually, since you're standing there with the rock, let's do the rock test. Now I'll show you what else is in here. All right, ready? About 100 feet. Smooth sides. It's any infrastructure. So that's probably an old one. Interestingly, there's also a level up there. So imagine trying to walk across that, falling off of that, and then smashing onto this. There's a lot of rock is evidently done, and smashing through that all the way to the bottom. It'd be quite a ride. Over here is a bunch of old vent pipe tossed here. Have you guys been ahead yet?
No, not yet.
Okay.
A little bit, yeah. Right hand rules?
Right hand rule, yeah.
Alright, I'll meet you up there.
I'm just somewhat fascinated by that level up there. It's obviously a walkway. See it sort of sagging and buckling. That would be pretty sporty to walk across that, given the stakes if you fall or it breaks. All right, that's good they're there actually. It gives you some scale how far ahead this is running. Back to some very yellow and tan and white rock. Hunched over again. So presumably we're talking about older workings. This is awkward. It kind of leans. You can't really tell on the camera, but it leans to the side. The drift does, I mean. Huh. You're going to like what's to my right. So, drift keeps going that way. And we've got powder storage right here. Fairly old. And it is empty, of course. Really didn't expect to see anything. Runs back to there. Sometimes you see old dynamite boxes or blasting cap tins, things like that. Looks like somebody's actually working this with a pick. You see the pick marks? Yeah, they were. See that? Pretty soft ground. I'm actually a little bit surprised that more of it hasn't caved. All right, put the door back. Carrying on. This piece of metal is just a out of place rock. We've got a junction here. I'd bet pretty strongly, or I'd bet a large sum of money that we passed some of that on the way in, back that way. But that leaves this unexplored and untouched. Very white rock now. This is pretty cool. There's a chamber there, but I think it's that one there. So rather than crawl in over that, I'm going to take my chance. Yeah, that connects. Again, that's a little trash drift now. Well, actually, okay, I'll check that on the way out. There's more going on there than I realized. See the ore chute back there? There's more stuff back there. Oh, there's a little cubby hole drift right here. Cute, big word, good word for that. It's about 4 feet high. Got the rail bending away in front of me. Ooh. I like it when you looks like this. You've got the rail bending and twisting through the mountain. There's stuff here too. I think this is a dead end. Yeah, this is it. So we'll bypass this one on the way out, but we'll cover that other one. Okay. Carrying on. That looks old. Looks like I said BS. Hopefully it's not. Okay. See my friends, so must be something there. Backfilled drift right here. Old coffee can. All right, I'll let them get a little bit ahead so they don't interfere with the recording. They looked back there, said there was a stope, partially caved, and the drifting kept going. But it's one to check out on the way out because we're going to do the right-hand rule. Geology shot. Pretty sharp bend right here. What was that?
Face.
Okay. If you didn't see that, he just looked up there and said it faced out right there. Carrying ahead. It is indeed a face. But I like to run these out because sometimes you get a surprise or there's cool graffiti at the face. I like to be complete. MJB coffee. That and Hills are the most common coffee cans you see underground. There's another MJB. Okay, that is indeed it. But like I said, I like to run it out. If I hadn't run it out, there would have been something amazing there. Okay, let's go back and start knocking off stuff we haven't seen yet. We just looked down there, and now we're gonna start working on this. All right, came back here. Actually, they actually had to get out of the way so I could film this because it's so cramped in here. So there's a raise going up here. Did an initial quick little peek, and there's a drift level up there. So we'll get up there. I don't know why my flashlight's flickering. We'll get up there after we finish this level. There's a stope here that a bunch of materials come down, but then the drift continues past it. And then behind me, there's another drift level. It looks like it ends there, but it's hard to tell. A bunch of trash wood tossed in there, but interestingly, there's a winds dropping down there. Pretty hard to get to that with all the wood on top. Did a rock test, it fell about 10 feet and then hit something and stopped, so could just be a plugged winds. Anyway, we're gonna run this out ahead and then see how things go from there. Just came from there. There's a backfilled drift. There's an ore pass running up somewhere to there. Here are the guts of that stope chamber. Oh, that's pretty big. Wow, that's big. So, drift runs ahead, but there's stuff dropping off in all directions from this chamber. You got the cool arch right there, and it runs up 40 feet maybe up there. And then there's more over here. Might even be able to walk up that through there. There's a bunch of silty material right there. That looks like it came down from the surface, actually. You see all that wet, or it looks like it was wet. This compacted silty material. Looks like stuff that came down from the surface and got wet. Compacted out. Somebody's been back here taking a bunch of samples. That's what graffiti is. Well, it's not graffiti, it's got a purpose. Okay, that's about as much as I can see of the stope chamber from here. And then they have not been down here yet, so we'll pioneer that route. Okay, let's see, we've got something running off to the right, I think just faces out there. And then main drift goes this way, so let's go this way. So much material in here that caves down or from the stope, or just tumbled down, whatever you want to say. There's a little more stagnant back here. Ooh. Oh, look at that yellow. That's impressive. Huh. Probably why the air is stagnant. Pretty interesting colors. I'll just go check that side drift real quick. And then we'll probably head up that aluminum ladder. That old aluminum ladder we saw. That's the one we just looked down that faced out. We hadn't looked down this one yet, so just gonna duck down here. There's a raise running up. That's gotta run to the one the ladder runs up to that we saw a minute ago. And then continuing, a little dead end backfilled chamber. And this keeps going in this direction. Very yellowy orange rock. Oh, I thought that ended, but it doesn't. We always gotta check. Man, those colors are amazing. All right. Whole bottle called Newcastle. And drift keeps going. It still goes. It's funny, the big one didn't really go anywhere. It just stopped, and then this one, small one, goes. This is older, obviously. And it just looks like it stops there as well. But there's something off to the right. It goes back there and stops. There's some really soft, crumbly material here. As you can tell from the amount of ground fall, this stuff's really soft. I've seen this mineral in other mines too. It's almost like fault gouge. It's really soft. All right, we're back at this raise. I'll climb up there and get a more thorough look at what the deal is here. And so I'll pick up somewhere up there. Obviously I gotta put the camera away to climb this. Just climbed up the ladder there. The aluminum ladder went to that little chamber, and then that rotten wooden ladder went up maybe 15 feet beyond that. And it was a little bit sketchy because you had to transfer from the rotten wooden ladder to that rotten wooden platform right there. And the support board there was sagging underneath, and it was really rotten. So it was tricky because if you fall, you're falling probably about 25 feet. So I kind of had to scramble up on the side there and inch my way over. But I did make it, even if it's not worth it. It just leads up to the stope chamber here. This is the stope chamber. We looked down, or I should say looked up, excuse me, looking down it now. I can't go in because there's this big hole in front of me. I don't have any way to get around that. But looking across, there's a better view of the stope chamber. We were looking up. In other words, I was standing there looking up to the top there before it runs a bit there. And like I said, I can see some scraps of wood and such over there. There's some rotten scraps in front of me. And then if I shift over here, you can see, so that's what drops down in front of me for quite a way. There's another pit there. And then that's what's off to the left. But again, unfortunately, I have no way of getting over there. I just see rotten wood scraps from here though. So I'm gonna head back down. We'll continue running out those drifts. All right, we finished checking out everything in that direction. Working our way back to the last stuff that we haven't checked out. And I'm at this section where there's that failed ore chute back there. If you'll recall, came in from that direction. So let's see what we're working with. Bunch of stuff on the ground. You can see a little stope here. That's not all ground fault because that's pretty high up, that support timber. There might have been some material that caved down from there, but there was a chamber here already. If you recall, that's where we looked in from. And we have, wow. Okay, that did keep going. But look at the size of the boulders blocking that. Wow. This ore chute got blown out by a rock tumbling down. This is actually worth seeing. Let me get in more. So this material is just compacted sludge that filled in the ore chute. I would imagine that came from the surface. It looks like it was pushed down from the surface perhaps and got wet and just compacted, but you know, if that gets wet again, there's not a lot holding that together. It's just compacted rock and gravel. You can see where the back of the ore chute was pressed into the rib right there, and it looks like there's something written or scratched in the dirt, but I can't make out what it says. And then when you look this way, you can see the stope failed catastrophically here. Again, perhaps it's pushed in from an open stope in the surface. Either way, that's the size of a Volkswagen Beetle, that rock right there. So you can see some pretty big boulders came down and obliterated the drift in this direction. So, yeah, no getting through that. We'll carry on. I've got that failed ore chute behind me. I'm just walking out to the drift to continue our walk, and I saw this burlap sack. It's like silica cut maybe, and then flint shop perhaps, and then whatever that says. But I don't see burlap sacks where you can actually make out the writing very often, so I thought I would mention that. And then, like I said, I'll pick up out there. We were just back in that chamber. Now I'm continuing a walk through the mine. We came in to this section from there and went right, if you'll recall. And now we're going what was to our left. So we're into new territory. I can see a junction. Maybe not. Thought I saw a junction right there, but I might just, okay. Thought this was a junction, but I just see airlines coming in. I've been told there's something I want to see up ahead. This, I just got a blast of air. Looks like an air door here as well. I see an air line right there. I see an ore chute there, and you can see they're tracking loads coming down. That's pretty cool. I'm definitely feeling airflow. And it's got to tie into something on the surface. Oh no, it's coming through here actually. So this, oh yeah, strong airflow. Oh man. I'm gonna crawl back there and see how it looks. I recall that it wasn't my turn to do something shitty, so I went and got my buddy to do this one. There's a lot of airflow. He said it's all big boulders on the right. Probably that cave section was just checked out. And then he said there are 3 ore chutes on the left and a winds you have to crawl over. So we'll wait to hear the report. All right, I know I'd have gotten comments, but I didn't crawl back here and look. That's where we were just standing a minute ago. I've got a failed ore chute there. You can see all the materials come tumbling down from the stope. Here, certainly not going up there. But then you take a left and you've got that row of 3 ore chutes he's describing. They are in the process of failure. Get back and take a better look. In the foreground, you've got this winds here. I'm going to try not to fall down it, but it's slippery. You've got this winds here. Try and get a good angle on that for you. Oh, I wouldn't die if I went down that, never mind. There's a wooden ladder maybe 15 feet down there and no way to get to it, but it looks like it's all plugged the waste rock anyway. So I don't think you're missing anything there. This ore chute behind me, also plugged. Looking ahead, you can see all the dots. It does face out right there. Yep. But you've got all the ore chutes, and we've got, as he said, you've got Faye Fanny right there, and FF, and all the dots. Are the others named? Oh yeah, that's Gene.
Gene is down there. Yep.
Who is after that?
I didn't see a name on that one.
Oh, that's not very nice.
Yeah, we can name it if you want.
They left the poor last ore chute unnamed. There's Gene with J. And there's more back here.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how much was back here. All right. Oh, okay. This is worth coming back for. You undersold this one. That was Diana.
Diana's back there.
Okay, a lot going on here. And then Ava. Got Ava.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, Ava's right there.
Oh, sweet.
Some more of that blue. Ava has coffee can with nails and stuff there. And oh shit, there's something running up here. Gotta check that in a minute.
We have Katie on back there too.
Oh, Katie?
There's a Katie.
That's not even an X of mine. I don't like that ore shoot. This is pretty impressive here. And look at all that blue seeping down along the edge of the ore chute. Failing ore chute. See it buckling. There's a sample of it in my buddy's hand.
Pretty cool.
You can get a sense of the strain timbers are under by looking at this. Ooh, look at that blue back there. Oh, sorry. That's what we crawled under. And that's, man, does that look ugly. That's all rock just pressing down, waiting to go. This is bad. Another failed timber up there. Pretty sketch. Oh man, look at all this blue. So this, oh, it keeps going. What's back there?
I didn't go that way.
Okay, you want to go scout that out?
Sure, we can check it out.
So my buddy's gonna go scout that out. We've got ore chute right here. I'll tell you what, since I'm here, I can go scout this one out if you'll go see what's up that way.
This way? Sure.
No, that one.
Which one? Oh, this way?
Yeah.
Okay, past, what's her name?
Yeah, yeah. All right, there's that ore chute there. And then I gotta see what's back here. Oh, this is sketchy. The quote-unquote rock I'm walking on, it's like mud underneath my feet. This is bad news. This looks like backfill right here. I just climbed over that. It's harder than it looks. You can hear my breathing. And you can see the rail runs back here actually and then stops at this shelf. And that's it. Except they ran up a little way to there. All right, I just finished looking down there, back in the blue chamber. My buddy went up that one to the left and said it was a failed stope. In other words, you go up a little ways and it's just all giant boulders plugging away. Here is, well, looks like Cora and Katie were here. I can't tell if those are dots or somebody's name. Look like dots. It's the end of the line on this one. Not because of a cave in. Well, I mean, there is one there, but it faces out right there, as you can see. And yeah, Cora and Katie don't look like they have too much time left. So, we're back on out of here. And carry on down the main drift. That's the section we were just checking out. I think my buddy undersold that one a bit when he was describing it, so I'm glad I went back there. In case you missed it before, this is Betty. I'm breathing a little hard because I just crawled out. And now we've got more stuff to check out because we haven't seen what's down here yet. I can see the drift keeps going. Ore chute here. This is, who is this? ADE. I don't know. Don't know which female that is. This runs up and looks failed up there. That will be confirmed by how this looks. Alma? Yeah, that's Alma. But I don't think that doesn't look like Alma over here. No, that's definitely an E. Oh well. I guess the girls can share. Ah, got big and spacious. Looking at their little pocket here. This big hook here was probably used for a slusher. Looking behind me, oh wow. Oh, oh wow. Oh man. Oh man. This is mind-blowing. I have never seen anything like this before. I've seen pictures from Cornish Mine Explorer on YouTube of a drift that looked like this, and I was always envious of that. I never thought I'd see it, but wow, look at that faces out right there. Holy shit, this is nuts. I've never seen anything like this. Wow, it extends up. Looks like it might be blocked off up there. I don't know if you can see on the camera, but there's a wooden platform right there. You see the ladder running up with a tool skip on the side and the airline on the right, but it looks like there's a platform blocking progress right there, and of course the ladder's gone. That's probably almost 6 feet above my head. I can't jump that high. But man, oh man. Look how all the copper ore oxidized on the sides of the ore chute here. This is just wild. See, it looks like a roller right there. Think this should be the thumbnail, you guys? Wow, this is wild. I sure hope the camera gets across how blue this is. This is really blue and impressive. Wow, I love that scene of the wood covered in the blue and then it carries over the bottom there. That's wild. Definitely get some still images on that on the way out. Tripping around, sorry. Just wanted to show you a closer look at the collection of minerals here. That's wild. And then looking at this drift, yeah, that is the end right there. My friends are still back geeking out in the room with all the female ore chutes. They're gonna lose their minds when they see this. They're gonna lose their minds because this is just unbelievable. I'm gonna get some still images and then I'll carry on down the drift. So there's the blue ore chute right there. I got a bunch of still images of it. Hopefully something turned out. It was really hard to photograph that actually. The drift keeps going this way, so we will too. I've got a feeling this loops around to, yep. You guys recognize this scene? This is the junction where we came in, and that's the portal off in the distance. There's some bits and pieces of stuff around here. I don't see anything of significance. There's a few rocks up here. But I bypassed a couple things down this way. So let me go show you that stuff real quickly. And then I think we're done. I didn't go down this drift on the right. That's the one I'm thinking of. You guys remember this? Looks like it was a workshop. This is where I was talking about the greased rails. gotta admit, I've not seen a structure like this in a mine before. That's a little odd. Smells extremely rodenty back here. Little workbench here. Oh, it stinks back here. Now I see why. Can you see why? It is dead end back there. Looks like this might have been a cabinet for fuse. See how it locks? So I'm guessing it's a fuse cabinet and now a rat cabinet. Yeah, look, you can see the remains of the no smoking sign right there. And then, actually, you see this contraption on the end there? Looks like it would have held a roller. I can imagine that this was a table for cutting fuse cord. They put a roll of fuse on there and then rolled out to predetermined lengths along here. We've seen those before in a few mines. And then, if you'll recall, I didn't notice all the names. I guess they really named all the ore chutes in the... Oh, those are numbers, never mind. Anyway, we passed this ladder on the way in, and I observed it looked pretty good. So, one of my buddies agreed and went up there, and it goes up, what is that, 75 feet?
100 feet.
100 feet? Okay, it goes up 100 feet, so it must go up a little bit beyond my line of sight. And it does hit a drift level up there, whole new level. Sounds pretty exciting, right? Especially because the ladder's in great shape. But he went 20 feet and it was caved. Completely caved. 5x7 drift, everything you'd want, and it's caved. So, I think that's it. Don't think there's anything I left unfinished back there. I'll just double check, but I don't think there is. So, hope you guys enjoyed this mine as much as we did.